Hi guys, Ian from the Football Boots team, and today we've got quite the mashup. We got Joe Exotic, we got Carol Baskin, we got these white Nike Superflies, and I just can't wait to get into this video and show you what's been created. It is a boot custom. We are going to be making some boots, so look out for that. Let's have a little bit of a look at Joe Exotic on Netflix though.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Joe Exotic and this is Sarge.
He was like a mythical character living out in...
This is my way of living, and nobody's going to tell me any otherwise.
They're all crazy.
So if you haven't already, check out that on Netflix. Now, 2K Toro, this is a YouTuber. He made these incredible players inside the NBA game. They're just fantastic. He's done one team with like the Tiger Stripes, and then he's done a Carol Baskin team as well. And it just reminded me so much of this video that we made 2 years ago. And so some of you may have seen these designs before. They're definitely worth seeing again. We've edited down the video so you can see just the best bits. But the designs are based very much on what you've just seen in that basketball video. Make sure you check him out on YouTube if you can, 2K Toro. So in this video, we're going to be making a Joe Exotic Superfly and a Carol Baskin Tiempo. Slightly different designs on each boot. It's a boot customization. And the first thing Blake's going to do is he's going to tape up the boots. And what we want to do is try and get that tiger stripe design on the upper and on the sole plate. So he's getting a bit of blue tape and he's just applying that over the sole plate, getting ready, because the next stage we're going to do is get the spray paint and do a layer of paint over the boots. So the tape's good to go. Grab the can of spray paint. And these boots were just from an old custom video where we've been messing around with paint splatters and stuff, I think. So it's just a spare pair of boots to use for that. So switching up to the Baskin Tiempos. And first off, we had to take the laces out. Then we're going to tape around the sole plates just so we don't get any paint on there. We wanted to keep that nice and clean. Next, we're grabbing the sunset yellow. Matches quite nicely with the colours that are already on these boots. And it's just going to be perfect for the design that we want to put on them. So put a layer of that on. And one thing you can see is it really needs more paint. The first layer isn't quite enough, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Alright, so let's get a bit more orange onto the Superflies. And then we can start looking at adding the tiger stripes to these. They are going to end up looking so good, you just can't imagine. Just stay tuned and check them out. And I want to know what your favorite boot is in this video. Is it going to be the Baskin Tiempo, or is it going to be the Superflies? You have a vote in the poll card. Alright, so we're back to the Tiempos now, continuing to put the yellow on the upper. It doesn't look very good at the moment, but that's because it's the first coat. The more and more coats that we apply of this, the better it's going to look. And in between coats, we're going to use a little bit of a trick here. We're using the hairdryer, and that is just going to dry the paint really quickly, so we can then put another coat on straight away. You can see the kind of colour of it change slightly as we put the hairdryer on it. Just those colours are fading, and what we want to do is get the second coat on, and then a third coat, and then a fourth coat, and it's going to really make a big difference to how these boots look in the end. Alright, the third coat, and as you can see now already, we've left that Nike swoosh standing out on these, so it's real prominent at the moment. Looks really good, and we're just going for that really deep yellow base. Right, the fourth and final coat, so we'll just splash that on. Fortunately for you guys, we sped things up. This took a little while to get that paint on. It was totally worth it though. This is a leather paint, an Angelus leather paint that we're using here. And we're just getting a big coat of the yellow on first. Alright, doing a little bit of the details around the Nike swoosh with a Sharpie now, just to clean things up a little bit before we move on to the next step. Alright, so we're going to mix up some paint now. We're going to get a bit of the orange and a couple of splashes of black just to make a very nice brown to use for the spots on this. So there you go, you can see the brown, and we'll just start applying the spots to the upper. So these boots definitely have like a leopard vibe. So now we've got the black and we're adding extra details around those spots just to enhance and bring them through. Back to the Exotic Superflies, and we're just finishing off painting the sole plate in that orange. Here you can see what it looks like. Now these are an AG sole plate, if you're noticing that. Alright, so next we're looking at applying the Nike swoosh. We want to have that on here, so we're going to put some lettering on that we can then use as a stencil. And we'll just trace around that, and then later on in the video you'll see how these come through and pop. They're going to look so good. So here's the Sharpie, and we're going to use that very fine tip on this one, and that is just, we're going around and detailing all of these bits now so it's going to stand out before we move on to adding the stripes for the tiger onto this boot. Right, back to the Tiempos, and now we've got the white paint out and we're filling in the Nike swoosh on these. Do you prefer it with the white swoosh or the black? I think the white really does pop. Now, straight back to the Superflies, and now we're adding the tiger stripes. You can really start to see these coming together. So nice. Combination of the black and orange works really well for me. Now you can see the Nike that's left there, and we'll address that in a little bit. First off, we've got to finish getting all of these stripes onto the boot. Nice little detail there, you can see wrapping it down to the studs. Just finishing off on the other side as well so we can complete the whole boot with the Sharpie on it. We are going to add a bit of white paint to this. That's going to really make it pop on it, really make a big difference. So stay tuned to see that. These look so good. And honestly, the best bit is once you finally get the laces in them. When you can see these with the laces, that's the final product, and that's what you really want to see. Make a decision between the two boots. But look at that. It's happened pretty quickly for you guys. Took a little bit longer with the Sharpie, but overall, they look really nice. All right, so we'll get the white on the Superfly soon. Let's just finish off doing extra little details in between here on the Baskin Tiempos. They're nearly finished now. We just need to do a little bit more highlighting and finishing off, detailing that swoosh, make sure it like pops out. Time to pull the tape off and see what we think of those. A little bit more detailing with the Sharpie again, and time to put the laces in. So here they are. There's that first coat, second coat, third coat, and then with the start of the spots, bit more spots. What do you guys think of those with the laces in? All right, so we've still got to see the Joe Exotics. Then you can vote in the poll card and tell me your favorite. So here's the white paint that we're going to apply to these. And we are going to apply it in two areas. One is going to be to the Nike swoosh that goes over the front. And the other area we're going to apply it is to the Nike lettering on the side. Tell you what, if these weren't for Joe Exotic, they could easily be for Tony the Tiger from Kellogg's or for Tigger. These are just so good. Alright, so filling in the Nike logo now. We are nearly there, but as I say, wait until you see the laces in these. Then you can make a final decision as whether you prefer the Baskin Tiempo or these Joe Exotic Superflies. If you guys got ideas for customs you want to see on the channel, make sure you let us know in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Okay, so we've used the Sharpie to detail around the swooshes and the Nike text. Really made a difference. And look how good it looks with those stripes rolling onto the sole plate. Okay, it's so good the way that it goes 360 degrees around the boot. You can now see them with the laces in. Guys, make sure you vote in the poll card and tell me your favorite. Is it these or is it the Tiempos? Tell you what, with those white laces, I just think they look so good. My vote is going to go to the Exotic Superflies. I think these are one of the best customs that we've ever done. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Go enjoy your football.